Okay, well, you're still
And then
not
you
allowed to
violated
film
it again.
inside.
I am still allowed to film inside.
From everything I've been told from him and my supervisor, you're not allowed to film inside.
Okay.
So you've been asked to leave.
But we're gonna make sure he knows that he cannot be filming inside this building. If he wants to stand out here, this is his public property and film, he can do that, but he cannot be inside that building filming.
All right, I'm here to exercise my rights.
Is that law enforcement, right? If any business or entity, right, wants to contact law enforcement,
They're not a business though. They are a public service. It's different.
Okay, no. The postal service is a business, right? There's like the post office, it handles business transactions.
Would you call it a?
Whatever. It is a public. It's a service open to the public. But it's, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much any business provides a service. And oftentimes businesses can refuse to give service to employees or to customers.
Not if it's public. Do you know the difference between public and private?
Sir, I do. But what I'm telling you is this.
So, well, hold on a second. So let's stay on the point real quick. Let's stay on the point real quick. So, in a public place, if it's a public office, they can't refuse service. They cannot. And if you think so, then you're wrong. Private, yes, they can.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. What exactly is it that you need from me? How can I help?
I want to file a complaint on the postmaster for kicking me out for doing nothing other than following the rules that are literally on the wall. I never raised my voice. I was inside filming the poster that says I can film. The poster that's hanging on the wall in the lobby says you can film in the lobby, the entranceway, the foyer, as long as it's for news purposes and other things. I'm there for news purposes. That's all I was doing politely. Wasn't talking to anybody, wasn't filming anybody, didn't get in anybody's way. Postmaster immediately comes out, wants me trespassed, calls the police. Won't even read the rules that I'm filming, which say I can film. I have done a lot of research in this. This isn't just off a whim. He cannot do that. He can't kick me out for filming.
This is the Conway post office?
Yes. Hogan Lane, 1060, 1030. I can tell you the address.
Okay.
He has no problem with you coming back to the post office. He has never problem with you filming. That day, it so happened that there was a family in there who was getting passports, and they didn't feel comfortable with being filmed, and they were there by the credit card machine and things like that. They felt uncomfortable, and that's when he came out and said, "Hey, can you not do this here?" And I even found the video on YouTube. But he has no problem with you coming back.
So,
He understands it's supposed to say everything about filming, but he's protecting customers in the sense that they did not want to be filmed.
I understand.
So that's
okay.
So
I'm sorry.
If you can honor that, okay, hold on just a second. If you can honor that and respect wishes of customers, then that's what we care about.
Okay. I will be going back there. I appreciate that. But going forward, that is still illegal of him because my rights don't end where someone else's feelings begin. Now, I do not hold it against him. I 100% believe he was doing what he thought he needed to do in the moment, okay? But at the end of the day, that's wrong. And I need him to understand just because someone in there doesn't like me filming doesn't mean my First Amendment goes away. Doesn't mean the rules on the walls change.
once again, be mindful of other people's privacy.
I was the entire time, but that doesn't matter, sir. What matters is the law, the Constitution, and your own rules. So, it could be, if some old lady's in there and doesn't want her face on film, that doesn't mean my First Amendment goes away.
So understand this, right? Bottom line is this. Postal Service has an obligation to protect its customers and its employees, right? So,
under the umbrella of the law.
Here's the thing. Understand this. If somebody in there feels uncomfortable, they're going to ask you, hey, do you mind bringing this away? You know what I'm saying? They don't have a problem with you filming this at the post office. This is not the post office saying you can't film it, right? He said he doesn't have a problem with you filming that or you can film it. But the thing is, you start getting around other patrons in there, and their credit card information is out, right? There's a lot of fraud and stuff and scam events going on. You're not going to be in there filming people's debit cards. You might not have been doing that, but people don't know any better. And that's the reason why, as a postal employee, I'll be there and tell you, hey, listen, can you knock it off or I might have to ask you to leave?
He's allowed to ask me, but he's not allowed to make me or call the police. So when you're in public,
No, sir, listen, anybody can call 911. That is anyone's right to call 911. You can't say you can't say locals don't have jurisdiction on federal property because if 911 is called,
we're arguing about the wrong thing. Okay, I'm not arguing that he can't call the police. I'm arguing that he can't have me trespassed for doing something I'm allowed to do. Just because someone's concerned,
you were never trespassed. You're allowed to be back on property.
I promise you, he and the police used the word trespass, and it's on video.
Technically, since they asked you to leave, and that's their side of the story, my reasonable articulable suspicion is trespassing.
Sir, so I'm not just making that up. Just because he's changed his mind after the fact doesn't mean that's not what happened. And when you're in public, you don't have the right to privacy when you're in public. So if you're in public and you hold your debit card up and I film it because you held it up, that's on you, man. That's not on me. You have to keep your stuff private in public. That's on you. So when I'm in public, I can film anything I see in public, and he can't kick me out just because someone doesn't like that. At the end of the day, that's how it is.
Are we done with this conversation?
Well, I'm trying to get everyone educated, and it seems like no one wants to learn anything. They just want to change their mind, but then still be like, well, if someone doesn't want you to, you have to leave. Because that's what happens when I go. So if I go in there,
I don't know what your goal is in all this. I don't understand what your goal is.
To exercise my rights. To exercise my rights.
And I just told you that he does not have a problem with you coming back to the post office.
Unless someone doesn't like it.
I don't understand why I don't understand why we're
because you're saying all it,
I don't understand
sir.
Why we're doing it.
Are you or are you not saying all it takes is for someone in there to not like me filming for me to be kicked out again?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can't be in the post office bothering customers.
I wasn't.
I was not there.
Watch the video, brother.
Hold on.
Just watch it. Before you start making accusations, just watch the video. You are making scenarios up. Watch the video.
A video in which you've edited. And I've been told that
It hasn't been edited 1 second. There is not 1 second edited. Not one.
Mr. McHenry, bottom line is this. What I'm telling you is this. You cannot be surprised that if a customer is in there and they do not want to be filmed, they ask you to stop. If the post office is obviously to protect its customers and its employees, so of course they're going to ask you. You're just going to say, no, you don't want to. But don't be surprised if law enforcement gets called. That's all I'm telling you. You were not trespassed. You said you were allowed to go back to the post office.
He says I was trespassed.
I don't know.
It's on film.
All I can tell you now is what I can tell you now. But understand this. You cannot be anywhere impeding other customers. You're saying that you weren't, so fine. I have to take that off face value. But that's what's going on.
I never would,
If you want to
man.
go back to the post office, you can.
I'll be going in there to film this afternoon.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'm sorry we got in an argument, and I do appreciate you looking into it. I'm just frustrated, and I'm frustrated that people don't understand. Like, it seems like you still think that if someone doesn't like me filming, he has the right to make me leave over it. And that's not, their feelings don't trump my rights. And I feel like people don't understand their rights and they are put under the rug too many times. That's what's happening.
Bottom line is this, right? You are filming. You might not be filming people with any wrong intention, but if somebody feels as though that you could be out there capturing their personal identification, capturing debit or credit card information, right? That is a problem for people. But however,
What is the word you
right,
just used?
anyone has the right to call 911. You as a citizen has the right to call 911.
They can call them.
Okay, right. And that right there's what happened. Customers felt uncomfortable. The postmaster did his job, right? And he's not saying that you're banned, that you're trespassed forever, right? And even if that was said, he's telling me now that you can go to the post office. All I'm asking is, do not cause a problem. Not saying that you are, not saying that you're going to, or not saying that you did. But now that we are talking, because this must be an issue, all I'm asking for is that you're respectful to other customers in there.
Always, sir.
That's it.
That is my main goal.
All right. So that's fine. As long as you're respectful, then we don't have a problem with you being in our post office. We understand that you want to film if the poster says it. Okay, fine. And obviously, I guess your intention was to go in there to be like, hey, I'm allowed to film it here. So I'm going to stand in here and film. And if there's an issue with that, then you know what? I'm going to cause a problem about that.
I would
You know what I'm saying? I can't see any other reason of why you want to go inside a post office just to film. But that's your right. You have the right to do that. But all we ask is that you do this. Be respectful to others while you're in there. No one cares. Just be respectful to others while you're in there. That's it.
Always
Okay?
always have, always will be.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
I would appreciate if you wouldn't watch the video just so you got an understanding and know that I didn't edit out anything. That's my whole point of this entire thing, is to just show what happened. If I just made a bunch of edits, I wouldn't get anywhere with that because it'd be too obvious that I'm making my own narrative, and that's not my point. But anyways, I'll let you go. Would you care to state your name real quick before we go, just because I didn't get it before? Wow. Yeah. I think I have it on recording. I'll look for it. Well, looks like lesson learned. Nobody had anything to say to me this time. Educated postmaster. Everybody respected my rights today.